Hey now, my name is Nick from Board Game Brawl, and this is your Kickstarter update. And this week I have 4 games with very different themes to talk about, and they're not even zombie or Cthulhu games, although one of them is a steampunk game. Sorry? Dragon Tides from Artistic Justice Games is a dice-rolling miniature skirmish game that uses the officially licensed likenesses of Bruce Lee, Brandon Lee, and a host of characters from the movies that they were involved in. And believe it or not, this is described as something of a dungeon-crawling storytelling game. I don't know what to make of this game. I think it looks super cool. The miniatures look great, and the mechanics seem very, very interesting to me. I think it's a bit macabre to use their likenesses in this way, but maybe that's just because I grew up at really admiring both Bruce Lee and Brandon Lee, so it's kind of weird to see them being used this way, but I don't know. I'd be curious to see what other people think about this. Indie Boards and Cards is doing something completely different from most of their other products in the form of Roarsaurus, which is a dice-chucking, family-oriented game very similar to King of Tokyo from what I've seen, where you're trying to roll dice as frantically and fast as possible in order to deal damage to the other players representing rival dinosaurs. The art actually looks pretty nice, but I'm going to wait for the dark, grittier reboot. Grow from Cricket Games is definitely one of the most unique games I've ever talked about on one of my Kickstarter updates. It's a 3D abstract game where you and the other players are building a tree and competing for territory by putting your own leaves, flowers, and beetles on that tree. I have no idea if the game itself is any good at all, but it's certainly beautiful, and if it funds and if it's a hit, I guarantee that every hipster coffee house and brewery in the country will have a copy. And finally, I promise you a steampunk game, and that is Skyway Robbery from Fantasia Games. Each player takes control of a criminal mastermind traveling on an airship, of course, and as you land at different exotic locales, you're going to try to perform your criminal mastermind activities in order to get reputation and money, and you're going to do this via programmed action cards. It seems pretty interesting. The art is gorgeous. I love the art, and I really, really hope, fingers crossed, that the game itself holds up to the beautiful production values. My name is Nick from Board Game Brawl. This has been your very diverse Kickstarter update, and I'm reminding you to get out there and game every day in every way. Take care.